Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is PixelRiffs, our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. And for those of you seeking refuge from the chaos, more chaos, pranking, and betrayal of Double Life, welcome back to the peace and harmony of the Hermitcraft server, where the tranquility is only broken by the sound of dripstone breaking above you in a Cubfan minigame, the growling of a Ravager intended to advertise a comfortable night's sleep, or the distant boom of Doc M railgun firing creepers into the sky. Although some law and order might be headed the server's way, or we might be headed towards a revolution, depending on whether the server accepts its new king. So without further ado, let's take a look at all the events, mishaps, and crowning achievements that took place on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Ijevin, who is back on the server, and having moved in real life inspires him to move into the mountain he planned as his main base in the first place. Or rather, to blast right through it, because the mountain that's already there is the wrong one. That classic move of digging out a mountain only to build another mountain commences, though that leaves behind plenty of resources for the castle he wants to establish later, as well as the fortside village he will be feudalistically overlooking.
While you're looking at this thing, Lincoln, like, wow, this is a hideous looking mountain, Jevin. It's all going to be covered up.
Though the lack of a castle doesn't stop him from doing king stuff, and Jevin purchases a shulker off of Joe Hills to rig it into a shulker farm cube. Gotta get enough storage to pack the rest of the mountain into.
So this is Ian XO4's design. So this is sort of a shocker cube, shocker reactor, whatever you want to call it. Maybe we should think of a name.
Though it may be more efficient to just crusade some out of Hypnotized, if you can find him in the outer end where he has set up his own shulker murder box. It has already crammed several chests worth of shells into the portable storage. Speaking of chests, it's hilarious to see a world where it's the lack of wood that's stopping you from crafting shulker boxes.
This farm, I watched a video by MD, by ending credits, right? And then apparently Dark is the one who came up with the scaffolding, the original design.
Another thing Hypno plans to mass produce are candles, in all the colours he can farm, even. Nevertheless, False Symmetry gets a drop on the castle construction and finishes up her own clifftop fortress. Aurora gradient roofs and general prettiness soon is contrasted by the much more steampunk approach of bricks and brass of the factory sub-district she starts for the more mechanical part of her base. But it's certainly not the last we'll see of the castle peak, seeing how all these developments still left the Ice Cave nether portal room the only interior in the whole thing. So filling in the royal halls is surely going to be exciting.
You know me. I feel like I kind of wanna trick people into thinking I've not gone circular for a season by the outside, and then they walk in and they're like, bam, giant circle, maybe to bedrock.
Gemini Tay dodges this exact issue by starting her storage room and its logistics before even finishing the wireframe of the whole Elven Palace. As for the texturing, don't worry, Mackenzie's got it.
This wall now has a face, and I've decided I would name it Mackenzie. Mackenzie is very proud of us, and it knows we're doing our best with our shaping, and we'll get to the detailing eventually.
I think Mackenzie is going to die when the wall is retextured. The Paint by Numbers quest does get moving, actually, since Gem builds up a greenhouse in the elf country and hides a glow lichen farm under the carpet.
Now you can't even tell it's down there. It's perfect!
Impulse SV delays Mackenzie's fate, and also some redstone signals, when he replaces the faces with a redstone lamp display, designed to light up and wink whenever nighttime arrives. Because if walls have ears, why shouldn't they have eyelids too?
So I guess we'll just sit here and enjoy our redstone prank. Oh no.
Impulse also puts a lid on one of his recurring problems this season, the ever-growing shulkerbox monster. This fell beast can only be defeated by a more monstrous sorting system, which is why he builds a Mizuma Games multi-item sorter, and he's not the only one, but more on that later. With the shulkers dispatched, he has a bit more room in the Dwarven Keep, enough to install a bedroom with a fancy new bed purchased from the mattress store, although he has to deal with the salesman's personal vendettas.
Whenever you have a place, I will come and build you the bed of your dreams, and as I said, it comes with a mandatory free gift.
Okay. I'm a little worried about that part, but okay.
For those who don't want to redstone their way to having empty shulker boxes, there's a more organic approach on the horizon, and we aren't even talking about the allay. In the absence of the Wild Update's item gathering companion, Pearlescent Moon can now be hired as your personal trash fairy, as long as you pay well.
Pretty straightforward. They're going to leave their payment in the barrel with the book. And the prices, we have a small monster, 3 diamond blocks, medium monster, 10 diamond blocks, large monster, 20 diamond blocks, and a huge monster where they need to contact me for assessment.
And she'll probably turn your money into mushrooms. Pearl's latest addition to her colourful custom landscape is a nether portal, enshrouded in custom-built foliage and fungi with a hefty price tag, which makes up for the fact that the bill came due for Corrales' copper loan.
beautiful
You can't
base you've got over here.
stop sharing me with compliments.
What
It doesn't.
is that?
No, Carol, it
Look
doesn't
at
work. It
those
doesn't work like that.
mushrooms.
It's compliments are
Look
not
at
going to
color
give you
combination.
another 6 stacks of copper. Stop it.
These aren't even the most glittery plants you'll see on the server. That honour goes to Stress Monster's latest project, in which we discover exactly why she was mining out Eskel's geode farm last week.
And let's have a turn around. I'm absolutely loving this tree though, everyone.
Stress expands her enchanted forest theme into 2 custom stripped oak trees with amethyst blocks and clusters as leaves. The smaller ones are called buds, after all, and they even add to the magical soundscape of the forest by acting as their own wind chimes. In the meantime, Good Times with Scar absolutely sweeps the outer reaches of the server for materials. Why the sudden rush for resources? Well, it's only the base Scar always dreamed to make, but never had the technology to accomplish. Knowing him, no one's surprised it'd be a theme park.
And I am so happy. When I was a kid, I was like 8 years old, and I found out what an Imagineer was. I'm like, that's what I want to do. Everything that I want is solidified in what an Imagineer is.
Up to code, Scar puts on a vest and a hard hat, which will help with how hard he then works on making the happiest place on Hermitcraft a reality. Yes, it's just roads for now, but they are happy roads. Jokes aside, the roundabout town square is really well detailed and recognisable, plus the flower boxes and custom trees complete the pedestrian area feel of the place.
Because you just kind of want to get that instant recognizability. You're like, is that a Magic Kingdom park? And I really want this to mirror Disneyland, and I think we've gotten very close.
By comparison, Cub Fan might have invented the worst place on Earth, with the Total Chaos minigame inching closer to its completion, or as we'd rather call it, the Violence Box. This week, Cub puts in all the dripstone that would be randomly dropping from the ceiling onto the already PvPing contestants. This would be a proper nightmare to refill, but I don't think this machine will ever need to run a second time, as Cub will be banned from the server for his cruel design after the first one.
Our next goal with this project is simple: prevent players from seeing the dripstone falling, and in order to do that, we're going to place down lava blocks.
His plans to make it even more of a mess solidify. Cub gathers materials for dispensers and redstone components to also attack the players with randomized fireworks from the sides. He doesn't place it yet because the right click button might have fallen off after all the other work.
Pointed dripstone falling from above. Fireworks shooting in from the sides. Potions shooting in from the sides. Arrows shooting in from the sides. Fire rain, raining fire from above, while players also PvP. That, my friends, would be total chaos.
A minigame a little more fair comes up in Azumavoid's videos when he wonders if he can adapt Minesweeper to Minecraft Redstone, in a move that may be the most convoluted way to pirate a video game.
There will be buttons on top that the player has to press, and if they press one of a mine, then it's lights out, kaboom.
Azuma builds the road through the shopping district, which all of a sudden concludes in the new bone weapon, his broken axe reincarnated in bone form.
Thank you. And also, there's not even... Yeah, okay, you know what? I have a bone to pick with the person that made the road, okay? I have a bone to pick with him. There you go.
The same fate soon hits his pickaxe, just in time for Summerween, I suppose.
Love it! And now I can dual wield my bony weapons. Ha!
The tools are put to work hollowing out the anatomically correct base skelly. Somewhere along the ribcage there is enough space to plug in a Mizuma Games multi-item auto sorter and call it a hernia. Also, there's a bug with his mob grinder where all the zombies start pathfinding randomly in the same direction, but Doc M wouldn't know anything about it, why would he? There are less fatal attractions planned on the server. Keralis and Rendog, for example, decide to set up a ride within the Gigalogs factory. And attraction is the right word for it, seeing as how the whole point of it being there is to lure in more people to buy Gigacorp products.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
we have to make
perfect.
this happen. This is genius.
Yeah, because now...
Can I ask one question, though? Excuse me, I'm going to let you finish, but how do we monetize this?
Yeah, how do we?
Though the massive log he shares with Ren is not where most of Keralis' effort goes. At his Waterworld Mad Max home, he decides to have a beach episode and successfully beaches an entire tanker ship. The massive vessel is still too sunken for his liking, so he and XP Crafted take a trip into a Guardian Temple for sponges before the ship for carrying liquids is finally bone dry on the inside. While the profits still matter to Rendog, he might soon have some other concerns than the Gigalog's bottom line, because BOO is so happy Ren has been expanding the roads that he remodels the top of the diorite monolith, effectively giving it a penthouse throne room, and gifts this lofty position to Rendog, proposing that he become king of the server. He even gives him a trapdoor to sacrifice people from, and drops a ceremonial anvil on him from above to make it official, heavy as the head that wears the crown.
Let's at least entertain the idea of being king of the Hermitcraft server. What could we accomplish with this immense power Imagine the good we could do. Imagine the world we could build.
But while he has big plans for the server, the dog who would be king has yet to issue his first official decree, so tune in next week to see how that goes. B-Dubs, in the meantime, sets out to gather Dragon's Breath, coincidentally, at the same time everybody else turns up to fight the dragon. Getting everything he wanted out of it, including a new cosplay opportunity, he relocates to another spot in the distant countryside to build something chillingly familiar to anyone who's been playing Elden Ring lately. All it takes is a little redstone with B-Dubs, and he'll be ready to launch a zombified Crucible Knight at anybody who investigates. So let's hope they add a dodge roll button into Minecraft before somebody finds it.
Yes, devious B-Dubs, very devious.
Vintage Beef at least could blame the lag, because it's killed him a few times already. Having apparently died to a zombie while logged out, Beef borrows an elytra from iJevin and swoops back in to claim his stuff. He needs some of that for the map art blast furnace he's building for XB Crafted, and he'll also need more than a handful of mushroom stem blocks, which is why he tracks down Keralis and asks to get them at the source.
This might remind you of Season 7 a little bit, because that was your main view from your bedroom window, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great view, by the way. Such a good view. Happy view, lovely view, love you, love the view.
Meanwhile, a welcome face returns to the server for at least a cameo, as Etho shows up to randomly select his card game stats, and once the cameras are rolling, he's rolling really badly. At least his card is going to be a collectible.
They'll trade 5 ethos for a Cub fan and be disappointed. Now it's like I'm the card at the top of the deck that they just throw in the garbage when they get it.
Discard. You're the checklist.
While he waits on the map art and still pondering how to give all these diamond blocks back to Pearl, XP Crafted works on more additions to his surface town, adding a bridge, a community-submitted smithy, give or take the 119 stuff, and a bank. Because now the server is headed towards a monarchy, they might as well have a gold reserve.
I mean, it's going to be very, very lit. And then over there, I just threw some chocolate bars on top. I don't know. Maybe the clerks get hungry.
It even has a cozy waiting area, so you can be comfortable while you wait to make payments on your car's extended warranty. In other news, ZF successfully recreates what my anxiety sounds like.
You are having an absolute blast, you love it! Okay, we need to get so many more parrots in here. You guys, what is wrong with you? Boring, you party poopers.
Yes, that is every music disc he owns playing at the same time. Things been rough out here, don't ask. Zed has it rough as well, because the next custom advancement he decided on is to get murdered by everything that allows him to get murder, which includes an armor stand and even a villager at some points. Really, the strangest part is how everyone on the server just assumes that the death messages are legit, him dying, despite, well, ZF being ZF, and therefore shenanigans are suspect first and foremost. In the same vein, aliens.
I need to
Will there be aliens?
I don't know what the story is, but now there definitely will be.
Zombie Cleo this week is a study in massive overkill. Not because she goes mining for netherite with beds, which is certainly more explosions than it is controlled explosions, but because the netherite is for several pairs of netherite pants that are not even being worn by an actual player. Instead, the durable leggings are serving as part of an armor stand decoration marking the pop-up armor stand shop she opened. The statue is of a horse. And Minecraft horses, you will note, already exist. Horse statues, admittedly, do not. Especially not this pretty.
Here we've got random acts of armor stand, 1 diamond block, you pay there. But we've got specific acts of armor stand here, which is the prices. It's this one. If you want something not so random, it's this one.
But if we're back on shenanigans, it's worth bringing out how Iskal showed up to dare stick Grian into using a made-up word in front of other hermits and making them believe that it's a real one. The dare does indeed stick, even if all words are made up. The hermits seem mostly unalarmed by Grian just calling stuff troublesome in their presence, though it's unclear if they write it off as just something the British say, or as something the Grian says. Besides, isn't that the thing you smelt to get stone?
I was told this system was Grian-proof, so that was a good way to test it.
They lied.
Grian would know, he's just finished building several of those floating around in a bridge shape just vague enough to look interesting. Also, the purple rift growls at him from underground, but I'm sure that's not something to worry about.
So this is pretty troublesome. Gotta say, I could talk about this for a while.
And finally, it's definitely worth talking about Doc M, because when he's not farming tomatoes, he's been daisy-chaining together redstone devices which might just spell the end of the world. And that's coming from someone who already built something called a World Eater, which, by the way, he's removed half of, but he's considering enshrining a small section of it in a permanent museum. For now though, he repurposes some of the components in a new piston bolt design to send creepers from his new farm into a holding cell where they can be loaded into a launcher, and with an ominous network of chunk loading nether portals underneath Grian's base and the addition of a lightning rod, he can throw a charged creeper at the rock whenever he wants to, which, you know, is pretty troublesome.
As a matter of fact, I can randomly find any block I need to find now. I don't know. Doc, find me a gold block. Boom.
And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP and my name is Pixel Riffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. And I've just kicked off Season 2 of Empire's SMP, where you might see a few familiar faces. Links to that in this week's End Screen Theatre. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.